Hi, very good morning, one and all. Let us welcome to 10th biology. So, regarding 10th class biology, as we have said many times, especially in 10th class biology, we are going to learn the physiology concepts, means the systems, the structures, and mechanisms of the functioning of that system. So, regarding 10th class biology, apart from that physiology, human physiology and plant physiology, in the previous chapters already we learned and we discussed about that, for example, nutrition, the food supplying system, as a plants, autotrophs, how they have to synthesize their own food by photosynthesis, being heterotrophs, animals, human digestive system we learned. Next, second chapter, respiration. So, human respiration, mechanism of respiration already we learned in that respiration topic. So, apart from that, plant physiology like respiration, how the plants can exchange the gases. Next, transportation. So, plant transportation like xylem and phloem. Whereas coming to that human transportation, the chief components which are involved in the circulatory system are blood vessels and heart as a pumping organ. So like that we have to learn that transportation or circulation. Next, fourth chapter, excretion. The waste is a disposing system. How the kidneys are eliminate the waste materials sent out from our body. Whereas coming to the plants, how the plants can manage the waste materials. For example, rhaphides or secondary metabolites like alkaloids, tannins, resins, gums and latex. So, now coming to the fifth chapter, coordination. Being animals, especially the human beings, we are having the brain parts. Apart from that nervous system, we are having the chemical coordination like hormonal system, ductless glands, endocrinal system. Where coming to the plants, plant hormones, phytohormones like auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid and ethylene. Next, so far we have discussed about the plant and animal physiology regarding 10th class previous topics. These are all the important life processes which makes life possible by supporting these activities. Of course, without reproduction, a living organism can live throughout their life period. But the continuation of life is possible through only reproduction phenomena. So, let us coming to the reproduction. So, reproduction means, means once again, production means producing. So, the tagline, the generating system. So, among all the life processes, reproduction is the one and only life process which makes perpetuation of its race. That is very important. So before going to the topic reproduction, already in the 8th class and 7th class we are having the basic knowledge about reproduction. So 7th class reproduction in plants, 8th class reproduction in animals. There we learn about how the plants and animals can reproduce by the modes of asexual and sexual mode of reproduction, the differences between the sexual and asexual mode of reproduction, external fertilization and internal fertilization, oviparous and viviparous, zygote and ovum differences. These are all the concepts we are having knowledge on that, the basic knowledge of 8th standard itself. In 7th class already we learn about that what is meant by pollination, self-pollination, cross-pollination, seed dispersal. So all the concepts already we are having knowledge. So once again in 10th class reproduction topic, here we are going to learn about that asexual and sexual mode of reproduction in lower and higher organisms. So before going to the topic, just we have to look at the glance of these objectives of this chapter. See, the learning objectives of this chapter is, first one is reproduction, introduction part. So what is the meaning of reproduction and how to define reproduction? What is the importance of reproduction? How the sexual mode of reproduction is better than the compared to the asexual mode of reproduction. Next, modes of reproduction, how the organisms can reproduce, mainly by two ways. One is the asexual mode of reproduction. So apart from the asexual mode of reproduction, in the textbook concern already we learn about the vegetative mode of reproduction. Vegetative propagation means vegetative parts of the plant. Except the flower, the remaining parts of the plant is called as vegetative parts, like root, stem, leaves, corms, rhizomes. So all these stolons, these are all the parts of vegetative propagation. When coming to the artificial vegetative propagation for the commercial purpose, we have to make it out cutting, layering, grafting, tissue culture, genetic engineering, biotechnology, hybridization. These are the advanced methods. Next, coming to sexual mode of reproduction. Here, obviously, the higher animals and higher plants can participate in the sexual mode of reproduction because of their sexually dimorphism, means male and female gender are separate. So let us take higher animals, means for example birds and mammals. So regarding mammals, in the textbook concern, we are having the male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Apart from that, we are having the childbirth and reproductive health and social evil and contraceptive methods, etc. So these are the concern to the mammal reproductive system. Mammal reproductive system. Let us come into the plants. Angiosperms means flowering plants, the parts of the flower, pollination, self-pollination, cross-pollination. Next, we are going to the plant life cycle. So these are the concepts we are going to learn in this chapter. Next important concept of this chapter, we are very important, cell division. Regarding cell division, we are having the two phases. One is the mitosis, the equal number of chromosomes and doubling the cells. Meiosis, half of the chromosomes are reduced. So these both are very important. It is possible by the cell cycle. So finally, I would like to give a brief account on this. The learning objectives of this chapter is just introduction. Next one is modes of reproduction. Next concept is cell division, cell cycle. Is clear, children? So today we are going to discuss about the female reproductive system. Why? Because already in the previous classes we discussed about all these concepts. At present we are having the female reproductive system. So just look at a glance of female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. Coming to female reproductive system, they are having mainly four parts. First part is vagina. It is the opening part of that female reproductive system. It is the cervix part. Next uterus. Next ovary. Next fallopian. So let us come into that in order. A pair of ovaries. See, these are called as ovaries. Ovaries means plural. A pair of ovaries are located in the abdominal cavity of the woman. Is clear, children? So a pair of ovaries are present in the abdominal cavity of the woman. Next, it is having a funnel-like connectivity with the help of ciliated epithelium. So whenever the ovaries are matured, developed, the ruptured ovaries are collecting by this funnel-like structure, and it can be traveled up to the fallopian tube. This fallopian tube is also called as oviduct. Is clear? So regarding the female reproductive system, the first one is a pair of ovaries from left and right side. So both the ovaries can develop, and the developed ovaries are called as Graafian follicles. Follicle stimulating hormone, whenever it is released, so it can be stimulate the follicles. So the matured ovum is ruptured and it should be released. So this process is called as ovulation. Ovulation means releasing of ova is called as a ovulation process. So obviously whenever the female child is matured, every monthly once the ovum is released. This process is called as ovulation process. Already you learned in the 8th class itself. So through ovulation process, the ovum is released. The released ovum is captured by this funnel-like structure, and it can be traveled up to just oviduct or fallopian tube. So there itself it can be stopped. Next, uterus. Uterus is a just inverted pear-shaped structure. The inner layer of the uterus is called as endometrium. Here, endometrium. Next, see, whenever the sperms are released and it can be entered through the vagina to the uterus up to, it can be swimming to the fallopian tube. So, after fusion of the both the nuclei, that means nuclei means haploid number, single number. For example, sperm cell, either X or Y sperm cell, it is having only one nucleus. So this is called as a nuclei single. So N nucleus sperm cell, whenever it can be fusion with the female ovum, another nucleus. So ovary plural. Ovary produce the ovums. So ovum is a singular haploid number. After fusion, both the nuclei of sperm cell and female ovum, the ovum is transformed into zygote. The ovum is transformed into zygote. Is clear, children? Whenever the ovulation is occurs, I mean that the ovum is released and it can be made in the fallopian tube. If suppose the sperm cells can reach through the uterus to the fallopian tube, if both the nuclei is fusion, then the ovum is transformed into zygote. Zygote means 2n, diploid number. Zygote means X plus Y. That means X is a ovum, Y is a sperm. For example, we have to imagine that. So this zygote is a diploid number, 2n condition. If suppose the sperm cells are not reached to the fallopian tube, so there is no fusion of gametes, there is no formation of zygote. Obviously, the endometrium, which is having the menstrual fluid, it should be flushed out. That means washed out apart from that blood, that we call as a bleeding. So it should be happen. If in case the fertilization takes place, the zygote is formed. So the zygote can go to the mitosis division. Mitosis and meiosis we can explain that next class. So mitosis means it can be repeated cell number. So 2 becomes to 4, 4 becomes to 8, 8 becomes to 16, 32, next 64, 128. So it can be multiple the cell number. Means it can be morula, means a mass of cells. Next blastula, granular. So through morula, blastula, granular, it should be attached to the walls of uterus. If suppose the zygote is formed, the zygote is attached to fall down and it can be attached to the wall of the uterus. There onwards, the child development monthly progress happens. Is clear, children? Next video, we are going to continue about how the childbirth takes place. What are the layers it can be protect and it can give the mechanical support like amnion, chorion, placental, umbilical cord. So all these factors we are going to discuss in the next video. So in this video, just we have to focus on the female reproductive system. In this female reproductive system, mainly 4 parts. First one is a pair of ovaries. Next, a pair of fallopian tubes or oviduct, it is also called as a oviduct. Next one is uterus, garbhasayam. Next, vagina, it is the opening part of female reproductive system. Of course, the functional mammary glands means actually the mammary glands can stimulate and it can be secretes the milk after childbirth. So the functional mammary glands also the integral part of the female reproductive system. Is clear, children? So obviously it is located in the abdominal cavity. Both the ovaries are located. So what is the function of ovaries? After maturation, with effect of this hormonal system, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estrogen and progesterone. So through menstrual cycle, through ovulation process. Monthly once the one ovum is released, the released ovum is captured to the funnel-like structure, and it can be weighed at the place of fallopian tube or ovidum. If suppose the sperm cells are reaches to the fallopian tube, both the nuclei, that means sperm cell and female ovum is fusion, and it forms to the zygote. It transforms into zygote. So the zygote can be travel down to the uterus wall, attachment of uterus wall. There a cushion-like structure is modified and protecting the layers. There onwards it takes monthly progress and it leads to the childbirth. Is clear, children? So this is the information regarding about the female reproductive system. So next part we are going to explain about how that the amnion, chorion, placenta, umbilical cord, yolk sac, all these factors, all these layers, how it gives the mechanical support to the childbirth. How the childbirth is takes place. That we are going to discuss. Thank you, children. Thank you for watching this video.